The pre-show of the Varsity Vibes, and I am here with four-time Hall of Famer, two-time national champion, Steve Campbell. I'm get tired of saying that.
Well, I'm not tired of hearing it. That was very blessed to have a great career. Blessed to be here with you tonight, Kevin.
Right. Thank you so much for going on this venture with me as we go through this football season. So pre-show, what I wanted to do was UWF has a huge football game tomorrow night. D1 era begins. Yep. They have the work cut out for them with Southern Illinois. Would you mind giving me what's your connection to Southern Illinois?
Well, a guy named Larry Warner, Larry played for me at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, was an All-American back for us there before he signed at Southern Illinois from Gulf Coast. And so I coached Larry, recruited and coached him for 2 years at Gulf Coast. And then years later, I hired him at Central Arkansas to coach our running backs, and he developed some great running backs there, and then brought him to South Alabama. He was my running back coach at South for 2 years. So Larry and I go back to his playing days, and then he coached with us at two different stops. So he's the running back coach at Southern Illinois now. And I know they've got a big game against West Florida. West Florida making that jump from D2 to Division I FCS, and they're playing a great football team. Southern Illinois, number 16 team in the country.
Repeat that.
Yeah.
Opening up D1 competition with the number 16 team in the country.
Yeah.
So at home,
it'll be a tremendous test. You'll find out a lot about West Florida week one. Southern Illinois plays in the Missouri Valley Conference, which, around this area of Division I FCS is probably not as big as it is in maybe some other areas because West Florida's just moving up.
Right.
But the school that they're playing tomorrow night, Southern Illinois, plays in the Missouri Valley Conference, which in Division I FCS, that is the SEC of FCS. That's where North Dakota State played forever. That's where South Dakota State is now. University of North Dakota, University of South Dakota, Youngstown State, who's been good since Jim Tressel was there in the 80s, won a bunch of national. Illinois State, who's really good.
Right.
Let me put it like this. Southern Illinois is 16th in the country, all right, but they're rated 6th in their own league. So that's the kind of team that it's the SEC of Division I FCS. So they've got a great challenge week one. Southern Illinois doesn't give up a whole lot of points. Very good defensively. They've got an third team All-American preseason, All-American quarterback, dual threat guy. So West Florida gives up, I think last year they gave up like 39 yards a game rushing.
That's really hard to do.
Which is unbelievable.
Right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Southern Illinois rushes for over 200 a game, and their leading rusher, who rushed for 7.2 yards a carry last year, he's back.
Right.
4 of the 5 O-linemen that started last year are back.
Right.
The quarterback, who's the preseason player of the year in the conference, is back.
Right.
So West Florida has a tremendous test tomorrow night.
Right. And just so you know, West Florida is replacing 70 players. 70 players. So it is going to be a tough road to hoe, but go, enjoy. You're going to see a guy that's a third-team All-American play.
Yeah.
And, hey, you never know. First game of the year, people can mess things up.
That's right. West Florida's got a great program, too, now. They went 10-2 last year and won the D2 national championship just a handful of years ago.
Right.
So
and they didn't get invited to move up for nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
We're looking at a marquee matchup across the nation tomorrow night in Pensacola. So ought to be an outstanding. And West Florida doesn't take a back seat to anybody, but I want people to understand who they're playing. Right. This ain't just no average run-of-the-mill deal. This is big-time football against a really good program week one. But West Florida's a great team, so ought to be a heck of a matchup.
Right. Folks, this segment has been brought to you by CPC Office Technologies. And my tickets for tomorrow's game were given to me by CPC Office Technologies. We're going to take a quick break and come back with the actual show. Welcome to Varsity Vibes with Hall of Fame coach Steve Campbell and KP. Varsity Vibes highlights Panhandle sports and athletes from high school to Lighthouse Christian College UWF, and colleges with local ties throughout the region. And now, back to the show. Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Campbell Football Evaluations, Sidelines Restaurant, Pensacola Beach, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, DNS Enterprises, MEG Financial, Coastal Landscaping, Warren Averett, FFS Roofing, Blue Meridian, and MPWR Body Work. Please check these folks out and see if they can help you out in any way. Check out all of our content on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok. Like, subscribe, and comment. Stay engaged with Surrounded by Sports to find out more about how sports and life intersect right here in the Panhandle. Thank you very, very much, and back to the show. Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Campbell Football Evaluations, Sidelines Restaurant, Pensacola Beach, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, DNS Enterprises, MEG Financial, Coastal Landscaping, Warren Averett, FFS Roofing, Blue Meridian, and MPWR Body Work. Please check these folks out and see if they can help you out in any way. Check out all of our content on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok. Like, subscribe, and comment. Stay engaged with Surrounded by Sports to find out more about how sports and life intersect right here in the Panhandle. Thank you very, very much, and back to the show. Welcome to Surrounded by Sports, the Varsity Vibe. I'm your host, Kevin Perkins, joined by my partner in this venture, Coach Steve Campbell, two-time national champion, four-time Hall of Famer. How we doing?
Doing great, Kevin. Doing great. It's great to be here tonight. Beautiful night. Great crowd.
So just real quick, so people understand something about you. What was your day like yesterday?
A full day. Enjoyed every bit of it. Got up early and went and helped Milton at practice in Milton, Florida.
Right.
And then went and did some work on a business that I work on, and then drove back to Mobile and did some business stuff. Then drove to Hurley, Mississippi, and was out to watch the East Central High School Hornets, watch them practice, helped them for a couple hours, and then drove back. So I had a good full day of football yesterday. Enjoyed every bit of it.
And that is what retired from coaching does.
That's what retirement. Tomorrow we'll go to Mississippi and watch the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs play the Coahoma Tigers.
Right.
We'll be keeping up with Southwest Bears. They open up against East Mississippi of Last Chance U fame.
Right.
So we'll be watching that on the phone, and then flipping over and watching Southern Illinois and West Florida.
Right.
Watching Central Arkansas play UT Martin. So a big football game, big football day for us tomorrow.
Cranked up tomorrow. Okay, folks. Today we are going to discuss culture. We are going to talk about what that even means, where it starts, how it grows. We're going to talk about that with the Booker T. Washington Wildcats. I have several of them here. I am over the moon to have them here. I have Ryan Anka. He's going to be up here in a minute discussing his philosophies, how he builds a culture and a program, and his ball club he has. They're hot off of a big win last week, a 1-point win against the talented Pine Forest club. I have Caden Osborne, Charles Benson, Caden Latin. All will be here to discuss a little bit of last week and a little bit of what it's like to play with a ball club that is incredibly talented. I'm going to have one athletic director and state champion coach, Jade Brown, to discuss culture from a different perspective. She has the unique perspective of having built a culture or been involved in building a culture, micro, the team she controls, and macro, the organization she heads up as an athletic director. Then I'm going to bring Dave Wilson up here along with Keith Campbell. Both have ties to Booker T. Washington High School, as Dave Wilson was the defensive coordinator for two very famous Wildcats, one Keith Campbell and the other Derek Brooks. Keith played at Ole Miss, and he was the safety with Derek Brooks. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're also going to talk about Lighthouse's opening game coming up this Saturday. And then we're going to have a little fun with a little wraparound and give away some talk about who were the marquee players of last week. And also we're going to talk about some stuff we're going to give away at the end of the season. All right, we're going to do all that and more. You ready?
Ready.
All right, we're going to do all that and more after this.
Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Campbell Football Evaluations, Sidelines Restaurant, Pensacola Beach, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, DNS Enterprises, MEG Financial, Coastal Landscaping, Warren Averett, FFS Roofing, Blue Meridian, and MPWR Bodywork. Please check these folks out and see if they can help you out in any way. Check out all of our content on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok. Like, subscribe, and comment. Stay engaged with Surrounded by Sports to find out more about how sports and life intersect right here in the Panhandle. Thank you very, very much, and back to the show. Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports. Thank you to our
Welcome back. Okay, the first half of the Varsity Vibes is brought to you by FFS Roofing and Construction. Chad Black is also went to Booker T. Washington High School. He's the guy who owns that over there. Thank him for sponsoring the first half of this show. Coach Campbell, I hear all the time about having a culture. What does that really mean when you're talking about a culture in the locker room, culture within a program?
Yeah, the culture to me, it's, and a lot of people, you can have slogans on the wall and all that, and some of that stuff's good, but culture doesn't come from slogans. Culture comes from what you do every day, how you treat your teammates, how you treat your coaches, how you treat the people that work in the cafeteria. It's about what's accepted and what's not accepted, how we do things on the football field, on the practice field, in the community, in the classroom. What are your standards? I think that sets the culture. And, in recruiting, when you're recruiting, you got to recruit character.
Right.
Because character, you can, if you don't have enough talent, you may lose a football game or two. If you don't have enough character, you can lose a whole season, lose your whole program.
Right.
So character is more, you need a certain amount of talent to have a chance to win, but you got to have a certain amount of talent or you're doomed to fail.
Right.
You're going to meet we talked about it last week, and this is one of the big things I always talked about as a coach. You're going to have adversity.
Right.
Adversity is going to hit. It's not if it's going to hit. Everything may go great this year. Yeah, you're going to have adversity. I don't care how good you are. Something bad's going to happen. How are you going to react? Are you going to pull together? Are you going to start pointing fingers? And you got to recruit guys with character. And especially now in this NIL age,
right?
They say that the more money you get, that doesn't change your character. It reveals your character.
Right. Correct.
So
Correct.
I would think now it would even be more important.
Right now, tell me this as a guy who, first of all, you run a recruiting evaluation program, Campbell's Football Evaluations, but also you've recruited at a high level. Do you pay a lot of attention, or do you guys pay a lot of attention to their interactions on the sidelines, their interactions with teammates off the field, interactions with coaches?
Yeah. Your highlight tape, and then that gets a guy's attention. Right. And then you go watch a game film to see if you really want to recruit this guy.
Right.
And then, all right, I like him. Well, then you're going to go check with his high school coach. You're going to check with his position coach. You're going to check with the guidance counselor. Then and all them guys want him to sign. Right. It helps their program. I coached JUCO. I wanted every one of my guys to sign that big time.
Right.
So I was honest with them, but I showed them then I'm going to find somebody that doesn't have a vested interest. He has no reason to say anything good about this young man or bad about this, but I want to know how they feel about it.
Do you talk to opposing coaches?
Some of your best references are opposing coaches. And coaches, Ryan, you want your kids to do tremendous, but I know you have a heart for all those young. That's why you got into coaching. Coaches are like that. They want not only their kids to do well, but and they'll tell you the truth. all coaches you do, but opposing coaches, they'll tell you if they saw the guy slamming his helmet and doing stuff that's
Right.
going to be detrimental to the team.
Right.
So definitely you check with opposing coaches.
Right. So, okay, we have Ryan Anka here. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you being here. Huge win last week, 1-point win. Is it fair to say discipline was a big deal in you being able to pull that game out?
Yes and no. I mean, we had our own discipline issues too, right? We had a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
A lot of week one stuff. Week one's usually
hard
just
to play
about
somebody
not
good.
beating yourself,
Right.
at any level. You deal with the cramps. We had like 30 minutes of practice outside. We had, mini hurricanes all last week.
Right.
So we didn't get any outside time, a little conditioning factor. It's probably the most humid game I've ever coached or played in that
Wow.
never rained. But all those are factors you can't control. You can control you show up. Can you do one more? Our best wide receiver was out for 3/4 of the game cramping. You got to overcome it. You talk about adversity. And we left a lot of stuff out there, but I think the off season, the commitment to the process and the culture that we've tried to establish and the go one more mindset of our kids to just keep going.
Right.
I think all those things played a factor into us being able to get the 1-point win, because I know Coach Campbell's helped at Milton last year. We had a 1-point loss, right? We had the ball one play of the fourth quarter, never got the ball back. That stuck with me, obviously. And there's a couple other games in my past coaching history where we've had 1-point loss in overtime. You've been on the wrong side of that. You get to see it, process it, learn from it, grow from it, and then hopefully not repeat the same mistakes. But every game is a different lesson.
Right.
And, I think that holds true.
Now, you had the slogan, the one more rep slogan.
G1M. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go one more. Yep.
Do you think that's like the basic DNA of the team?
Yeah. Well, I think the team takes the identity of the coach. That's kind of my thing. They know it. I'm crazy. I like to just go run at like 9:00 at night when I put my kids to sleep. If I'm going to tell them to work hard, I got to work hard.
Right.
I got to be my best version of myself. And also it tries to keep me as motivated as well. But they've really, some of them maybe thought it was corny at first, but they're drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak. And they're embodying it in the weight room. Hey, if we got 4 reps, we're doing 5.
Right.
If we got this, we got 1 more. And then they're okay with that. Of just keep working until it's done. Don't look for the finish line. Oh, I got 2 more plays. Okay, then we go home. No, just keep working. And I think good things happen to those that work.
Right. What do you think is a huge change? You told me last year that you felt like you finally had this program where you wanted it.
Yep.
How has that changed between last year and this year? Is it even more so? Because it really feels like going into the season, I was thinking this is where they need to be if it's going to jump off.
Yeah, and you want to build. You don't want a bright flame. You want a sustainable one. You want one that's going to grow, and that's kind of what we did in breaking it down and being okay with either losing guys or gaining guys that want to do stuff our way. Right. And I think in doing that, building that, you're able to pluck and prune and do all the stuff that you need to do to get the culture where you want. But it's a living, breathing document. Culture's not, like you said, it is stuff that you can reinforce by putting it on the walls, but it's something you breathe, you live, you do, you talk, and you enforce in what you allow day in and day out. And you have good days of culture and bad days of culture still too. No culture is perfect.
That's right.
And I think acknowledging that though is the biggest thing, and then being okay with changing things and having to pivot and having to adjust. But also the kids respond to us. If we're having a bad day, we don't have any energy. They don't.
Right.
If we're flustered and frustrated, they're frustrated. So, and it all trickles down. The positive energy, negative energy is a true thing, and we just try to embody that. And but I do think that the players are bought into what we're doing as coaching staff, and I think this year we can finally put that product out there. And we've created some depth, which is great, and that's always been our Achilles heel. We're good. We can put a good 22 out.
Right.
It's just that one injury has always been a thing, and that's what we struggle with. But I feel like we've got enough guys cross-trained up to where we can withstand the normal ebbs and flows of the season.
Well, okay, let's talk about that. You just brought up the depth.
Mm-hmm.
Your Gio goes down.
Yep.
He's cramping up.
Yep.
And how many wide receivers deep are you?
Well, I mean, we've trained a few. We got 6 we trust, right? And we're building more as we go. But we've kind of cross-trained the slots to play outside and vice versa, just so you can use them. And then also for G, being able to use them as a slot so teams can't press bracket and do all kinds of other stuff.
Right.
Teams try to take them away, and you can use them as decoys sometimes to isolate and get other guys the ball, which we were able to do last week. when he was in. And then just having that availability between Keegan Flowers, Antonio Lawrence, Caden Ware, basketball guy by trade, made some huge plays to play the game, making the catch to seal the first down there. And then other guys, Tatum Ward stepped up, Caden Ladden, he's here. He'll play multiple positions, running back, wide receiver, DB, and all that. Those are kind of the core guys that we believe in, but they can do it all, which is great. And they're trying to buy into understanding the concept and not their assignment. Because when you do that, you become a Swiss Army knife.
Right. And you got a team full of them.
Yeah, we do. We try cross-train a lot of guys. I mean, outside of quarterback, and it's kind of a specialty position, most guys know. He's actually a long snapper. Okay, now he's more of a long snap too. But everybody plays. Everyone pretty much has two positions, O-line, D-line, whatever. You almost treat it like a 1A, 2A ball just because our school may have 1,700, but just call it what it is. Today's day and age, less and less kids are playing sports.
Right.
So you're not having your huge numbers and surplus. And even if you do, are they all football players?
Right.
Are they all going to be contributors, or are they going to be guys wearing jerseys on the sideline? Right. And I think that matters as well.
You seem very steady. Is stability a key in giving people a place they want to be at?
You try to. Sometimes you're a duck, sometimes you look calm on the top and you're fluttering like crazy underneath. But you try to be the same person day in and day out. You want the kids to be. So if they can attest, they've seen me frustrated and they know, hopefully there's something real bad if coach is frustrated. Right. Because I do try to be more constant, not monotone, but even keel as best I can. Because I want them to be the same way. I don't want them to have extreme highs and lows. I want them to be steady. So that just goes back to like how I like to be coached, but also how I coached when I was a position coach and how I feel like I get the best out of all the players that we have. So
awesome, Coach. You got anything?
No, that culture. Whenever you win those 1-point games,
it's a reflection.
It's a reflection of culture and the belief and the buy-in. And because, like you talked about, that adversity hit, y'all overcame it, and that's great to see in week one. So, all right, what do we know about Navarre coming up?
Yeah, Navarre traditionally, powerhouse, maybe a little down. You never, talk bad about your opponents. They're not. They're still a good team. They got talent. They're gonna have a great scheme. We feel like we match up well with them, but we have to fix our issues. We had some, I don't want to call them punishment. We had some correctional conditioning opportunities to fix our penalties, right? Monday. So hopefully we learn from that, grow from that, because if we can get rid of those and not beat ourselves, I think we got a chance to be a really, really special team. Yeah. So it's always us versus us because it's very easy to look ahead the schedule. Right. Kids do it, coaches do it. And you gotta humble yourself and tell yourself, just treat it just this week. 1-0, 1-0. Yeah. All the cliches you hear, but they hold up and they're true.
Well, it seems like I asked a couple guys about it. It seems like they're playing really good ball defense.
Yeah.
Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, they are. And I mean, even offensively, they're trying to find their identity. They got a new offensive coordinator. They actually have our old offensive line coach from last year's over there, Coach Roberts. And they're still trying to figure out what they are. And they're going to be a scrappy, competitive team that's going to give you, 4 quarters of a hard-fought football game. They're definitely not going to give it to you. Yeah. But, we feel confident in what we are. And regardless of who we're playing, we feel like we're ready and can match up with anybody.
Awesome. Coach, thank you for giving me your time. Let's get you guys up here.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Rotate you guys in and out. Come on, guys.
You weren't close to it.
It don't matter.
Okay.
I've been told my voice carries. All right, guys. Who we be, huh?
Booker T, man.
Okay. All right, I got Caden Osborne, Charles Benson, Caden Ladden. Right? Okay, good. First off, since you're closest to me, let's talk to you first. As a player, I feel like, I don't know about you, but when I watch quarterbacks, I think, is he accurate? And to me, you are accurate. Do you is that something you work on? Is there
I mean, I would say it's something I definitely work on. Like, as a quarterback, it's
you have
very important thing, of course. But it's always like a constant battle, of course. Like, there's always something you could step up, get better at. So, I mean, it's a everyday thing I'm constantly working on. No matter how good I feel like I am or how bad I feel like I am, I'm gonna work at it because at the end of the day, it's gonna show at some point.
Okay. Over the years, you've been around a bit. I saw you. I think I saw you play as a sophomore at JV, maybe, at Catholic, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I've seen you play you're a worker, right?
Yes, sir.
That's like the key to what you do.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I think so too. That's what the vibe I get. A couple of the throws you made in that game the other night were trust me throws.
Yeah.
Right. And you trusted the guy you were throwing
sure.
to. Where, for example, right?
For sure.
Is that something you got in the off season working together, or
I mean,
you just know those guys are great?
I gotta trust the guys around me. I mean, I love them to death. They're my brothers. I know that they can make plays. I've seen them make plays time and time again. Like, it's making it easy for me.
Mhm.
So I mean, if I get them the ball in space, like I know they can make a play. Or if they're 1-on-1, I know I can put it out there. Like they're gonna go find that ball. And so like that's the guys I have around me, and that's the guys I trust around me to go make those plays. So I mean, I still say to this day, quarterback at Washington's an easy place to be because I mean the guys you have around you is ridiculous. So
Right. But you feel like this guy right here, he's ridiculous, right?
yeah, I can handle the ball and score a touchdown.
yeah, right. So
Yeah.
It makes the game easy, right?
For sure.
So how's the adjustment been to you coming over this year?
Oh, it's been great. Like one thing I can say, coming to Washington from West Florida, they work us different. They work us. It's everything more competitive. Everything, like Coach says, go one more every day. In the weight room, on the football field, it's a challenge, and you just keep getting us better and better every day.
Now you play some linebacker too,
Yes, sir.
right? So is there really an iron sharpens iron thing at your practices?
Yes, sir. Every single day, playing linebacker, running back. Even if I don't play running back, we got Jabari, we got some guys behind me that's gonna give us some for my money when I'm at linebacker, and vice versa. On the defensive side, we got Darius Murphy and Isaiah Milligan that's giving me a run for my money. We're gonna work regardless.
Right. So okay, you're the kind of player I would assume that could be in a scenario where you get the ball, the bulk of the possessions.
Yes, sir.
Right, but you are at a school now where there are other really good players. Like you said, it's ridiculous. So, you have to be the kind of guy that's willing to share. Why are you willing to do just because you know you'll get better opportunities when you get them because of the talent around you, or?
But yeah, whenever I get the ball, I already know I got my guys on the outside that's making it easier for me just off of how good they are, the threat they pose to the defense, and I got my O-line up front. So I trust them guys to do what they do. So when I get the ball, I know it's my opportunity to shine.
Right, and if they key on him, it opens things up for you and vice versa.
For sure, 100%. I mean, it's a kind of like you live by the gun, die by the gun situation. Like if you want to key on one guy, someone else is going to go bust open a big, huge play, to score a touchdown. You never know. It's like our offense is so versatile. Like you can't just play the run. You can't just play the pass. Like you have to truly have a balanced defense to make a play on our offense. So.
What did Pine Forest do last week? Did they stay back and have two safeties and try to play the pass, or did they bring everybody down in the box and let you? What was their? How did it start off and how did it end?
They were definitely trying to throw some wrinkles in there. Of course, their coverages were a little different going into it than what we had seen on film just because of having Gianni out wide, just being honest. They were a little heavier to that side, of course. So, I mean, it opened things backside for Caden Ware. Like, as you guys seen on the touchdown he had, they flew to Gianni's side, left Caden Ware up the seam. Having those kind of guys makes it different for us. But, I mean, they couldn't key on one thing. When they started coming up on us, we would take those shots, throw that ball downfield. Yeah, when they would start playing patient, start playing slow, that's when we had guys in our O-line up front to get the push going and make it easy for him. So
Right. Latin, defensive play of the week, right? Was your pick?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what was going, because I read in the news journal, Physical News Journal, what you said. But I'd love it if you just repeat or talk about that incident, why you knew that ball was coming that way, and what you had seen in the game.
Well, before the play, KT was actually out wide. Then they had switched him to the slot. So when they had switched him to the slot, I was assuming he was going to get the ball because there would be no other reason to do that. They ran that play like 4 times. They ran it 2 times before the half, and they ran it 2 times after the half. So, I mean, I kind of knew what was going on. It was like 3rd and 17 because they had a flag. They got it back up. So at that point, they had 2 slants coming in, which isn't enough to get them a first down. So I knew the ball was going to go to the corner. And when he stepped up, I just kind of underplayed it rather than staying with KT because if you look at the play, I read the route from the start. So there was no point of playing him anymore. And the ball was just kind of underthrown. I was just right there.
Did the coach tell you that, or you figured it out?
No, I figured it out.
Right. Awesome. So what about you? Now, practice, we talking about all this talent at receiver. How does that help you? And you play some receiver as well.
Yeah, it helps me a lot on both sides of the ball. Really, like going to offense, playing against good DBs, and then going to defense, and then playing against people like G, Duca, Tegan, and all of them. It just helps me because when I'm going against people like them in practice, and then going to the game, it makes it way easier in the game. Kind of slows things down for me as well. So especially because I'm just now playing defense and like getting comfortable with playing defense by going to get so much competition every day. It's like it just helps me in the game because it slows things down for me.
Coach, you got anything?
Preparation wise during the week, which is harder, receiver or DB? Number one, which one does the most running in practice, a receiver or DB?
Definitely DB.
DBs run more than receivers.
Preparation wise, I would say DB as well. Probably because I'm acclimated with the offense.
Yeah.
Like I know everything about the offense in and out, so I don't really have to take as much time as I do with defense when I do offense. So I kind of try to play more heavy on defense during practice because I know I can go into offense anytime and be good because I know what's going on.
Conditioning wise, you're playing the game. I'm playing DB and I'm playing receiver. Which one do you get gassed at the most?
Definitely DB. Because at that time you have to run everywhere. At receiver it's kind of different because sometimes you have block plays and other plays, but at DB you have to be at the ball every time. So it's definitely way tiring.
All right, running back, linebacker. Same question. Practice, which one is tougher?
Oh, I mean, running back all
Running
day.
back?
Yes, sir. Playing running back, going against the DBs like him, come down to make a tackle, or the linebackers. You gotta make a play, gotta run, get past it. O-line blocking for me, so I just gotta get going.
All right, game time. Which one do you get gassed at the most?
I don't really get gas during the game.
Yes, sir. So about the same, neither?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You got to play ball then.
That's right.
Yes, sir. You can't show no weakness then, coach.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's good.
Okay, so where does this – I'm going to assume you guys think you can win district. For sure. How far can we go? A lot of talent?
I would say we go as far as the Lord takes us. I mean, our team's got the talent. Our team's got what it takes. We've got the guys bought in. We got the skin in the game, as Coach O loves to say. So now I think it's just how long can we keep this going? Because as you know, football season is a long season. So, like, when you start getting week 8, week 9, week 10, like, football at that point, it's starting to feel like, hey, this is real. Like, we have to show up to practice now. It's not just football's back, let's go play. Like, it's a dedication. It's some sort of like I got a dog in a fight. Like, I gotta go make it work. So however long the Lord has us playing, that's how long we're gonna play. So
what do you think?
Hey, like you said, however long the Lord take us, the goal is state. That's the goal. We try to be state champions.
Right.
Honestly, I think it's just about momentum. I think if we have a stretch where we have just win after win after win with momentum-wise, I think it just continues to build up. And I think having a win like this builds momentum for us. So if we continue to build off this week, last week, and go into the week after, the same thing after that, it just helps us a lot. And obviously the Lord as well, but momentum.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for giving me your time. Appreciate you coming up here.
yes, sir.
Awesome. Nice to have met you. And you enjoy having this car to drive, huh? Good ball club. You earned it.
Yes, sir.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Awesome. And let's see. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with Athletic Director Jade Brown.
Thank you for watching. Surrounded by Sports Varsity Vibes, hosted by me and, of course, Stephen Campbell, Hall of Fame football coach, giving us insight into football and giving me legitimacy in this whole thing, allowing me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it. Thank you to Dave Wilson for being a part of this. Thank you to my sponsors, obviously Campbell Football Evaluations, Sidelines Restaurant, Picola Beach, where we get to film this thing at, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, DNS Enterprises, MEG Financial, Coastal Landscaping, Warren Averett, FFS Roofing, Blue Meridian, and MPWR Bodywork. Thank you so much for coming on board and helping us chase knowledge wherever we can find it, showcasing the Panhandle, and back to the show.
Great. This is great. Thank you, guys. Folks, welcome back. I am here with Coach Jade Brown. Long time. We've had a bunch of interviews now.
We have.
Right. State championship this last year. You're gearing up. I saw you had the guys working out, or they were in the weight room.
We're getting after it.
Right. Now we're going to change hats though, because we're going to talk about you as an athletic director. When he talks about a culture, it has to go all the way up. What can you do as an athletic director to help Coach Anka and his program?
I mean, not just Coach Anka, but all 19 sports.
All 19 sports.
Is just letting people do what they do. You know, I'm here to help put our coaches and our student athletes in the best position to be successful. So in my position, however you run your program, that's how you run your program. My job is to keep you safe, keep us out of trouble, and doing things, you know, the Booger T way, representing our school, our community in the best way we can. So I'm someone they know. I'm not gonna come in your practice and tell you what to do. I know girls basketball, so I'm not going to tell golf how to get out there and tee the ball.
Right.
Just there to be a support system for our coaches
Right.
in any way or form or fashion for our students. Parents contact me a lot. So I'm really just a helper, you know, and really in my role, I'm serving as much as I can so that we can be successful on and off the field, on and off the court, and there to support.
Right. So what do you do inside your program to ensure the culture? Obviously, championships lead one to believe you have a strong culture inside your program. What do you do?
Play to the standard, you know, just getting young ladies to understand this is how we're going to do it.
Right.
And this is, but also understanding why we do it,
Right.
especially now with young people. It used to be, I could show you how to do a jump shot. You know, I could show you how to lay the ball up a certain way. So now it's really an emphasis of, well, I can go watch YouTube and watch somebody do it. You can, but do you understand why I'm telling you to go off 2 feet?
Right.
You know, Kyrie Irving gets in the paint, he's going off 2 feet. And Jalen Brunson, and guess what? He's getting the foul because he's going off 2 feet.
Right.
So
Never out of control.
you just go in there throwing it up.
Right.
That's a layup, but do you understand what kind of layup and why we need this type of layup? And Jalen Brunson's getting to the line because he's getting fouled and he's going off of 2 feet. So a lot of what we do is explaining how and why we do it, but really getting to understand when you do things a certain way, you're going to get the results that you want. And being extremely detail oriented and understanding that little details go a long way, a very long way.
Right. Okay. So first of all, just so you know, we're both Knicks fans.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right. So, okay, back to being the AD. How good is it to see a guy like Ryan Anka having success?
It's awesome. I think Coach Anka is one of the most well-prepared and most disciplined coaches we have on our staff. And every coach is different. And football is a different sport. I always tell people, I actually know Charlie personally.
Yeah.
And you see Jameis Winston, both of these extremely talented quarterbacks,
Sure.
2 totally different personalities. And a lot of times you think of quarterback, I think a lot of times you think of Jameis Winston.
Right.
But when you meet Charlie Ward, you're like, did this guy play quarterback?
He had to
Under
whisper in the
center?
huddle. Right.
Is he the one that told people what to do? But I mean, people wouldn't know this, but I probably pick Coach Anka's brain more than anybody else on campus. There are a lot of things that he has given me to help me grow.
Right.
You know, he's giving me a book every year. Hey, you should read this one. You've been telling me this is what's going on.
Right.
So I'm just glad to have him a part of our Wildcat family. He's a Wildcat, but he's really a Titan. He knows what I mean by that. You know, he started off at Woodham High School, which is where I graduated from. And then once the school closed, he went over to Booger T. But, you know, a lot of times I think people see, you know, a coach and feel like, especially in the sport of football, you're supposed to see this, and he's very, the way how he coaches who he is all the time.
Right.
You know, and to me, that's what separates him, and that's what gets his guys to buy in. I wish I was a little bit more like that.
Right.
But I mean, I think he's an advocate for his athletes. He's well-versed in NCAA requirements. I mean, he's super organized.
Right.
I mean, he has, you know, a lot of stuff that I'm like, hey, where'd you get that from? He's like, hey, you can do this right here. So to me, he's somebody that I really lean on a lot in my athletic director role, you know, even piggyback and ask him, hey, do you think all the coaches might really buy into something like this? And so he's just somebody I'm really glad to have on staff. He also has a growth mindset.
Right.
And I think sometimes what makes him very unique for me in my position, and you guys know this being football, a lot of times people see football coaches, we could say that sometimes they think they're bigger than the rest of the programs. They do. They also kind of have that stereotype. Coach Anka is not like that.
Right.
It's Booger T. It's not just Booger T football. He's at our games. He's at different games. He's supporting kids. You know, he's somebody we can lean on in our school for more than just being a football coach.
Right. I'll be honest with you. When I'm around him, I stand up a little straighter.
Yeah.
Right? When you sit down by him, you sit down. There's a no nonsense about him, and it also, I do think when somebody is calm all the time, and you can tell just by his mannerisms, he's observant. So I can totally get why you would go to him every now and then, because the quietest guy in the room probably is the one who knows what's going on.
No, for sure. And I think another thing that I really appreciate about Coach Anka is something that we both share. He's a man of God.
Right.
He's a man of faith. And that's something that both of us, you know, we talk about a lot, our Christianity and how we implement that into our coaching style. And, you know, for me, God is the head of my life, and I know that is for him as well.
Right.
He's a family man. Parents are always there. He's got a little Coop now, little man.
Yeah.
His little baby girl as well. So I think we're really blessed to have somebody of his stature at our school.
Sure, of course. Anything?
How has the portal, you know, the college football, the portal hit ever how many years ago? How has that affected high school? And as an AD, do you have to address that with all 19? What do you tell them?
Well, FHSA has helped us out quite a bit now. Well, the governor, I should say that they passed some laws. So the portal is not what it was the last few years.
Okay.
Wherever a kid starts and plays, that's where they really got to finish. So if one of our athletes wants to go over to Tate right now and play, they will not play. Whereas the last few years, you could leave Washington and go play that sport. So now it's no longer that. Also, what they call non-traditional kids, and you could have kids that live in Milton and go to PSC charter and play at Booker T. The state of Florida has now stopped that. So FHSA has done some things I think that are very beneficial to keeping your culture. You know, and I think that's going to be a big help. That was all just passed this past year.
So can I play 9th and 10th grade here and then go play junior and senior there?
You can, but you can't do it within the same year.
Within the same year.
So if you left your 10th grade year at the end of midway through football season, you're not going to
go play basketball and then baseball at a
They just changed it back. So that helps us out, and I think really, really doesn't bring toxicity to your culture.
Right.
You know, we still have school choice, and we get it. Things happen. People come and go. But I think that is something that I'm glad the FHSA has passed. That it helps a lot of people. Like, if you're here, you're here, and if you're not, you better not come and try out.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, that's great.
Got anything else?
No, I learned a lot. That was good.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys having me. I just want to say, as always, what you do for the community is tremendous. It's me and Coach Anka were talking about it, you know, very genuine. You know, that's why, you know, God is blessing you. Like, this is an amazing setup. I remember a couple years ago when you started off, I met you first at Media Day at West Florida Tech.
Yeah.
And now look at it. So I've already shared it on my social medias and sent it out to a couple people. So I just wish you much success and know that you're always welcome at Booker T to come do whatever you need.
Thank you so much. Let's get it. Let's grow.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Guys.
Thank you, folks. We will be right back after this.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports Varsity Vibes, hosted by me and, of course, Stephen Campbell, Hall of Fame football coach, giving us insight into football and giving me legitimacy in this whole thing, allowing me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it. Thank you to Dave Wilson for being a part of this. Thank you to my sponsors, obviously Campbell Football Evaluations, Sidelines Restaurant, Picola Beach, where we get to film this thing at, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, DNS Enterprises, MEG Financial, Coastal Landscaping, Warren Averett, FFS Roofing, Blue Meridian, and MPWR Bodywork. Thank you so much for coming on board and helping us chase knowledge wherever.
We're about to find out. We're going live right now. Welcome back, folks. The second half of this show is brought to you by Faust Builders. I have with me today Dave Wilson, longtime cohort, head coach of Lighthouse College. And who'd you bring with you today, Coach Campbell?
Yeah, Coach Keith Campbell. Keith Campbell played for me at Washington High School. All
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Booker T day, I'm
It's a
telling you.
Booker T day. And, you know, I felt kind of bad about it because right off the bat, he was in the 10th grade. Brooks was in the 10th grade. Derek
Yeah.
Brooks was in the 10th grade.
Good player.
So I went over to DC and I said, all right, Keith, you and Derek, I'm sorry, you're not 10th graders anymore. You've got to be seniors for the next 2 years.
Right.
You know, accept that role. And they did.
Right.
It led to the second year we were there. Defensively, we played 10 games.
We did.
We gave up 64 points.
Wow.
And so, you know,
Wow.
I was a pretty good coach then.
Yeah.
Right. You're a real good coach when you got real good players, right? Right. So, you played at Washington and then you went to Ole Miss?
I did, yes, sir. Ended up, of course, our senior year, I think I ended up with like 104 tackles and I think I had a total of like 7 interceptions. And so that graduating class, I believe we had at least 9 or 10 people that actually went in between Division I and Division II football. So we had a great year. The city had a lot of players that year we were in the newspaper, a couple different guys that I ended up playing against in the SEC.
Right.
And so even my kicker, he went to Auburn and I went to Ole Miss. So it was a lot of fun during that time, and just being a Wildcat during that time for me was an awesome time frame.
Now, did you play with Ben House?
Ben House was my freshman year,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I was coming in seeing those guys. So I knew right then I needed to eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly and some
Ben was a big guy. Ben was a big guy.
potatoes, you know. So
I had a highlight somewhere. Ben and I do a lot of work together. He comes around now the last few months where he's training pitchers in the area. Brings his baseball school down, Showcase Baseball. There was a picture there of me and him standing there. And somebody put in the comments, I remember when he hit you in the head with a fastball. Because I played the tape.
oh wow, okay. So Tate took
I
out
don't
our
remember
quarterback.
it, so it might have been concussion. Because he threw hard. He threw in the 90s.
Yes, he did in high school. So a small fact that nobody knows except now tonight, Ben House was probably one of the biggest reasons that I ended up in college. I saw him go to the minor leagues playing baseball, and I was like, okay, I can make it playing football.
Right.
And so that was a big push outside of Derek Brooks being a friend of mine saying, and we're going to be just as smart in the classroom as we are on the field.
Right.
And so that helped me to push academically. And it really changed the face of what I was doing leaving high school.
Well, that's great because I was going to transition into that anyway.
Well, he's coaching our secondary now.
Right.
And he's very good at what he does. And he really wants to teach players why. Answer the why. You know what I mean? Why do I want you to be in a 4 deep coverage, you know?
Right.
And then understand it and then approach the game that way.
Well, and two, now that helps you develop new coaches.
Yes, sir.
If you're telling them, because right now you have a defensive back that was injured, couldn't play anymore,
Right.
and he's working as a defensive back now at Lighthouse.
Right.
That's part of a culture. Hey, you can take care of a kid like that. You can give him an
absolutely.
opportunity to have a career in another field, but also just by the way you coach somebody can give them a thirst for knowledge.
I already have one player right now who's saying, Coach, I know my body is probably not going to hold up for the rest of my life. Next year, I think I want to be one of the coaches. And so I will not disclose who that is.
I get it.
But that's the type of culture we're actually creating where our guys understand not only that we love them as a person, but also we have a love for the game to be able to show them not just the mechanical part. I don't want you to know cover 0, cover 1, cover 2. I want you to know why we're doing it, what's happening in front of you, and be able to make a play behind it. Our job is to support our defensive linemen and our linebacker core. So I need them to understand why they fit into the spaces.
Right.
And so once they do that, now I can back up and say, now go play. And tell me why you're doing what you're doing. And once they start repeating that information back to me, then I know that we're really getting the job done. So that's the focus.
In modern football, the back end is vital.
Oh, there's no doubt. And to me, and I said this, Keith, a while ago, it's the second hardest position to coach. You got your quarterback, okay?
Yeah.
But down in that secondary, you end up on an island so many times.
Mhm.
and it's critical that it don't go over your head, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So
Quickest way to get beat is
it-
for a guy to run. You can get beat quicker in the secondary than anywhere else.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That
Yes, sir.
D line's a slow down.
Where do you go? I don't know.
I end up dealing with a lot of guys who are more afraid of making a mistake than they are making the play. And I'm having to just reprogram them. The job is to make the play. The job isn't to be afraid of making the play or
Right.
being afraid of what happens when you don't make the play.
Right.
If you're going to do it, go full speed. I can correct a mistake when you're going full speed. I cannot correct something that I wish I could have. I started to, I thought about it. I can't coach thinking about it.
Right.
Come off the field. Let me put somebody else out there who knows what they're doing.
Right.
And being timid doesn't get better.
No, sir. No, sir.
Coach, Clayton State, how are they going to air, ground, or combination? What is their forte?
Their forte basically is they have a coach that's sitting there waiting to see what we line up in.
Okay.
And what he actually does is he will make a play call based on the coverages and what our linebackers are doing. And so what we're doing is paying attention to his coaching style, what he does, and being able to help our guys to be able to make plays off of that type of offensive mindset. So it's more of a chess match. It's not that we're playing checkers anymore. I'm not just sitting guys in cover one. I'm having to make sure that they understand if he changes the running back from the right side over to the left side, he's more than likely trying to throw over here in this
Okay.
hole that we created
Yeah.
because we're blitzing somebody from that space. So
Yeah.
now I have to change and bring a safety down
Okay.
to be able to cover that. So that's the thought process, and that's why I'm talking so much about why we're doing what we're doing
Right.
versus saying, here's
Wow.
the coverage and play the coverage. No, I
Wow.
need you to know why we're
So
playing the
y'all
coverage
are getting that test week one.
Week one,
Week
That
one.
will pay off
for the rest
for
of the year.
rest of the year.
they
Yes, sir.
beat us. You know, they beat us in the championship game last year, and so, you know, my good friend Bob Schneider scheduled them as the first game for this summer.
In his infinite wisdom.
It is infinite wisdom.
So let's
Yeah,
do a
thanks,
rematch
Bob.
right
Yeah.
after the shoot. Right.
Well, I do thank him though.
Yeah.
I take things personally, and I am probably opposite of Coach Uncle. I get way too involved in the game.
Yeah.
I have an intensity that's a little bit different. I could probably take notes from that gentleman.
Yeah.
Because
So y'all will be fired up.
I'm fired up is not the statement.
You're fired up right
I'm
now.
fired up right now. I tell him, I say, I get the itching a little
Coach
bit
is ready
when
to
you
go.
start to do some
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And, you know, my wife said, you do know you're going to hurt worse if you hit them. And I was like, okay, I understand. Thank you. I appreciate you for reminding me of that.
At a certain age, getting up gets harder and harder.
Listen, I've been telling these young men, hey, you will remember a hit that you made or somebody hit you 30 years ago when you wake up in the morning and wonder why you're hurting. I'm like, why is my shoulder hurting so bad? I'm like, oh, that guy hit me.
The guy was
I
big.
remember he was big and he did it.
Right. Okay, real quick, let's wrap this talking. We were talking about culture, and you said, Derek, in the locker room, it emphasized we have to be smart,
No,
not football smart.
no, Derek
Books.
in the classroom.
Right, in the locker room, he
Mhm.
insisted the classroom was.
Yes. So that 10th grade year, we painted the weight room. We did a lot of things, but we watched film all summer. And because we watched every game, we could tell you what everybody who was returning would do, in the sense of when the running back would actually get the ball. With some teams, they actually did certain things, like they would move their leg or they would have a certain stance. And so we could tell him that as a coach, and he's like, okay, these guys might have something going on here, but
Right.
that's a part of what I think separated us in high school.
Sure.
We were able to see things on the field because we studied so much during the summer.
And that separated Derek through his career. It separates him now. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So you know, this guy is the point man for Derek Brooks Charities, and they just finished the golf tournament
Yep.
and all that. But doesn't it separate him now?
Oh yeah,
Attention to
it
detail?
continues. It continues to separate him. Most of the things he does for here, I mean here, not in Tampa, not in Tallahassee, and all that. Nobody ever hears about him,
Right.
and he doesn't want them to hear about it.
Right.
He knows he's making a difference in the community and still, and he'll never leave this community.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some players down the road that decided, okay, I'm out of Pensacola, I don't need to
Right.
participate.
Right.
But there there's other good guys too. Josh Sitton is
Absolutely.
great to work with, and to have their support is really what's elevating us now.
Right.
Because we're gonna make a decision next year. Are we NAIA or are we still independent?
Lighthouse has to make that call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're playing really good, so when you win a lot of games, people ask you to do more. It's like anything else, right? If you're good at your job, people ask you to do more.
Oh, sure.
They don't ask people who are bad at their jobs anymore.
Exactly, man. I tell you, it's the Troy story.
Right.
You know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Mhm.
I know that.
Yep.
The Troy story was always, and I don't know if they stole it from Coach Bowden or not,
That's true too.
but
Not that they stole it, but
yeah,
the Bowden.
but we
story is
used it
similar.
to where we'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Right.
And
Raise money.
And that's what we've been doing here. So it's time for us to move to a different level.
Sure. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Okay, so guys, we are going to take a break real quick, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to talk a little bit about my players of the week, games to look forward to on the weekend, and then we're going to do a college pick 'em. You guys want to stick around?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
we got.
All right. Right back after this.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports Varsity Vibes, hosted by me and, of course, Stephen Campbell, Hall of Fame football coach, giving us insight into football and giving me legitimacy in this whole thing, allowing me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it. Thank you to Dave Wilson for being a part of this. Thank you to my sponsors, obviously Campbell Football Evaluations, Sidelines Restaurant, Picola Beach, where we get to film this thing at, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, DNS Enterprises, MEG Financial, Coastal Landscaping, Warren Averett, FFS Roofing, Blue Meridian, and MPWR Bodywork. Thank you so much for coming on board and helping us chase knowledge wherever we can find it, showcasing the Panhandle, and back to the show. Welcome to Varsity Vibes with Hall of Fame coach Steve Campbell and KP. Varsity Vibes highlights Panhandle sports and athletes from high school to Lighthouse Christian College, UW. Whoop. All right, folks, welcome back. This portion of the show is brought to you by Faust Builders. And here we have the non-professional talking football for a little bit. We did discuss the players of the week. We agreed Mikael Williams, over 200 yards rushing the pace, 4 TDs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty. The trick play was they lined him up a fullback one time and he popped it for him, right?
That's a
That was
trick.
a trick play,
Okay.
right? I can't find him. Right. Okay, and I had defensive player of the week. I had Caden Latin, who made the big pick to separate that 1-point game over there. And he's sitting right over there enjoying some food. Good for him. And then Keller Brown was my special teams player of the week. 2 field goals, 2 extra points, punt that pinned him down inside the 10-yard line. Now, we are going to, at the end of the year, do an all-area team complete with some awards, and then we'll do offense, defense, and special teams player of the years. And we're going to give out some gift cards to those folks,
Good
stuff
for
like
you.
that,
I like
to make it happy for them. Now, 3 high school games to watch for this weekend. These Wildcats over here are playing Navarre. Like we said earlier, Navarre plays very good defense. Washington is uber talented on both sides of the ball. Washington's coming off of a big win. That can be a little tricky, but I think they're going to be just fine.
You got to keep the focus. I mean, and they know that. And Coach
Sure.
Unca
They're
reminds
focused on a
them that
burger
all
right
the
now.
time. But
Yeah.
I'm going to reserve from
Yeah, sure.
talking about
Sure. Right. I got you.
winners and losers and
Sure.
that kind of stuff. But
Right. Well, I don't like to talk about winners and losers anyway. Yeah. All right. Pace and Catholic. We have it's the marquee matchup of the weekend. 2 teams that make the playoff every year, just about. They do well. Catholic has spoken to me personally about wanting to be bigger, stronger, dealing with physicality when they play teams. They spent the whole offseason trying to prove they can do that. Yeah. Pace comes into town. Pace is the boxer that hits you in the body, and eventually your hands drop in and knock you out. Can you deal with that physicality? And two,
Yeah.
can our special teams player of the week
Right. I think
pin them down there so they got to go 80 yards and not 40?
Catholic is good up front. Like I thought they were.
You
just
watched the
before.
game,
I
yes,
watched
sir.
the game last week, and what Catholic had that I didn't know they had. They got 2 safeties. They put them guys down in the box and they tackled. I'm talking about everybody. I mean, they're 7 yards deep, and that's what you got to do against Pace. I mean, Pace is going to run the football.
Every down.
The 2 good-looking safeties at Catholic. I mean, they look the way that safeties are supposed to look. If you're going to add, I mean, it was 0, and they were downhill and made a lot of tackles.
I will say this too. Milton's playing Tate, and I won't talk too much about that one, but I do want to say I was blown away by Milton's quarterback's toughness. How old is that kid?
10th grader.
10th grader.
Yep,
He
very
is a
tough.
lion.
Yeah, strong, tough.
I mean, they had a rough. It was a tough night.
Yeah,
Tough
tough
night,
night.
but that kid kept getting up, man,
He had
and
a
giving
lot
it
of
back.
adversity early, and the kid just kept battling. So that
I love that kid.
He's going to have a great future.
Absolutely. Okay, and some other ball games around the area. Pine Forest High School, they lost a preseason game on a field goal. I know that doesn't seem to matter, but it's always bad to. And then they lose by 1 last week. They have so much talent. They throw the ball well, they run the ball well, and they're playing Escambia. Mike doesn't normally have back-to-back seasons. Mike Bennett is, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, he will be as soon as he hangs it up.
Yeah.
He's got to be in somebody's.
I mean,
Hall of
he's the
Fame.
oldest guy here in the county.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right. Now wait,
Coordinator when I played.
what, you were on the same staff with Mike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was on the same staff with Mike there at Washington. Actually.
Right.
And then
And by the way, go
he
Wildcats.
followed me. He followed me at PHS.
PHS,
And I
okay.
went back to.
Yeah.
I went to
He
Florida
took
State.
your team and won state with him.
Yeah.
That wasn't
He
fair.
doesn't give me credit. For that.
No credit. No credit. Wade had to tell me that. Wade McKinney had to tell me that. I didn't know.
I had to tell him. I said, "Listen, come on, Trey Carter. All right.
Right.
I had him when he was a baby. Okay.
You got a pretty good player when you walked in there. Right. He was fantastic. Okay. And so can the physicality of Escambia's defensive line do things that make Pine Forest out of character? You know what I mean? And then, of course, we got Gulf Breeze High School versus PHS. Both schools have been in rough scenarios lately, and they both badly need something good to go. You know, if you can get a win, it gives you a little bit of momentum. They're both building programs.
Sure.
And you can't build a program when every day on Monday it feels like you got disappointment. It's very hard. We've all been through it. We've all had losses, whether
No
it's on the
doubt.
field
Yep.
or in your personal life, or
That's
she said no, whatever.
where we talked about that process. You can't worry about the outcome as much as you do the process of trying to create that outcome.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just get better today, do the little thing. And both those are well on track. And, and everybody, I don't care if you're 0-1, 1-0, 9-0, 6, whatever. Let's just get better today.
Right.
Let's focus
Correct.
on what we, and, both those, somebody's going to come out with a big
Somebody
win.
gonna come
Somebody's
out.
gonna come out with a big win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get Gulf Breeze on next week. We'll see how that goes. Now let's move on to the pick'ems. You guys ready?
Okay.
It's week 0, which should not even be a thing, right? Can we all agree that there should not be something called week 0? Even if only one team plays, it's week 1, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. There's no doubt.
All right. North Carolina versus TCU. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with TCU. I just like purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I like horned frogs.
I
I
like the horned
don't even know
frogs,
what a horned frog is. But
Yeah,
I'm going
I
for it.
like the
you.
There's something that's wrong at North Carolina.
Something to miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And so I'd have to go with TCU too.
All right. You?
I'm gonna go with
You going with
I'm gonna go with Belichick.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
All right.
social media has made more. Let the guy go to work. I don't know all the ins and
Right. You
but
haven't talked to anybody.
I'm saying they had a rough year 1, which is why they hired him.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Right.
So, but
No, you're right.
they could get beat 50-0.
As
But
Belichick
I'm
is
gonna say
the-
Belichick.
I understand.
They got blasted last year by TCU.
yeah.
Oh, but I'm
know
sure
they
he changed some stuff.
Want some of them.
They won't.
Well, and normally when somebody gets hired to be the head coach, things weren't great
Yeah,
the
exactly.
year before. You don't usually
Exactly.
walk into great situations.
Right.
Right. Okay, so now we got Jacksonville State versus North Dakota State.
Jacksonville State.
Ooh. I got a lot of good friends up at Jacksonville State,
So go with North Dakota.
North Dakota.
State
That's who we won the championship in 1984 against when I was at Troy.
Oh,
Yeah, we beat North Dakota State. Now we played it in the most southern part of Texas. So you got an Alabama team coming, and then you got a North Dakota team coming, and but yeah, we won that game. That was the national championship. Was a part of.
who'd you pick
Who would I pick?
in this game?
I'm gonna go with Jack State. I'll hang in there with
Little local.
little boys.
I'm going North Dakota
Oh,
State.
boy.
I
Yeah.
have a hard
You were
time.
raving about the conference.
That's Southern Illinois, con from Missouri Valley. This is their first game moving up. You know how UWF's fired up.
Oh,
right.
Well, this is North Dakota State moving up. And
Yep.
I've always said I'd rather play Clemson
Yeah.
or LSU. People don't know. And then, that come North Dakota State now, they're going to hit that power in the A gap. They ain't downhill.
All right. Okay. So UNLV versus Memphis. I think Memphis is on the road. UNLV.
I'm gonna say Memphis because my number 0 is there.
There you go.
He was 0 for us, but
He was
he's
zero.
now
He
defensive
played
back
with
for them.
us, and now he's
Oh yeah,
He's
you
there
got a
now.
guy else.
And we have a
Memphis.
Wildcat in
Yeah.
Memphis from last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. You're taking Memphis. The kid from UW, the quarterback from UWF last year is there as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're beefing up. Over
Yeah, Memphis. Why not?
Well, I hate to do this.
That's all great. Bunch of local guys. I'm going UNLV.
I'm going UNLV. Jackson Arnold, fresh start, quarterback UNLV, Dan Mullen. Hard to.
Yeah. I'll go Memphis too. Okay, now New Mexico State versus FSU.
I'm gonna go with FSU, but
Okay.
that's because I'm from Florida.
FSU better win.
They better win.
Everybody's getting fired, right?
Yeah.
They better win.
We make it. You got anything?
I hate to do it.
I know
No,
it.
Florida State. No, Florida State. Not gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm not that stupid. Yeah.
Okay, and lastly, UWF starts out D1 with Southern Illinois. It's a tough scenario. By the way, my tickets are courtesy of CPC Office Technologies. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll be able to work on some giveaways for other UWF games that won't be giveaways to me. That'd be nice. But who you got, Southern Illinois or UW? It's okay to say the truth.
The truth,
Yeah.
they're moving up,
Yeah.
and they have 70 new players.
16, the number 16 team in the country versus 70 new players. It's tough.
I think I got the.
You want to punt?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
with,
punt.
Dave, what you got?
I'm going with the Salukis.
The Salukis, yeah.
Salukis.
I played against some Salukis at Ole Miss, and I won.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I think UWF will play great.
It'd be respectful.
I think they'll play
they're
well.
they're opening up.
Right.
They put it like this: if they do win that game,
Oh yeah.
Holy cow, right?
I don't know who else will beat them. They may go undefeated. So
Right.
Southern Illinois, number 16 in the country,
Yeah.
Right.
beat Illinois State last year. They played North Dakota State, who I just picked over Jacksonville
Mhm,
State.
mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where that they're playing. If they show well, they'll have a great year.
Right.
If they win, they may not lose a game.
Right.
So I'm picking Southern Illinois, even
Yeah.
though
Even though, yeah.
well, it wouldn't surprise me if because West Florida has won a bunch of games lately, and they do a tremendous job.
Right.
It'd be a tough week for the Salukis to keep their focus.
Yes.
You know that?
Right.
Good point, Coach.
Especially
Yeah.
coming down here.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
could wind up. This
Oh, they
city
coming
could
here?
wind up
Yeah.
being an
Yeah.
advantage.
What time is the game?
It's 6 tomorrow.
Oh, 6. Okay.
And that'll
Okay.
be one
Tomorrow.
of the bigger games in the country tomorrow night. You've got
Yeah.
those games we
Right.
talked about.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a big
it.
one. You've got
Sure.
the perennial D2 power that's moved up against the number 16 team in the country.
Yeah.
Big time football game tomorrow night.
Right.
In Pensacola.
If you're in town, come out there. If you see me, say hello. Folks, thank you so much for having watched the Varsity Vibes. We appreciate you for Coach Campbell, Coach Wilson, and Coach Campbell. We bid you adieu. Thank you very much. Good night. Welcome to Varsity Vibes with Hall of Fame Coach Steve Campbell and KP. Varsity Vibes highlights Panhandle sports and athletes from high school to Lighthouse Christian College, UWF,
and colleges with local ties throughout the region. And now